Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
assholeconsulting.com. I think this is a military. Yeah, ma'am, because got a lot of veterans coming in. Remember, you get a military discount if you're current, active, or retired, or former military. If you ever served in the military, you get a discount, both domestic and foreign. Does that include the evil Chinese, Aaron, our sworn adversaries now because the Russians went away? They're kind of friendly. It's like, yep, even our sworn enemies. Hello, Captain. I would like a video request. I'm a 22-year-old U.S. Army veteran, long-time listener with a first-time request. My simple but mind-consuming problem is whether I should transfer to a university within California, transfer to a free country state such as Texas before graduation. I'm currently an aspiring electrical engineer living at home with a few semesters completed and a 3.9 GPA. I took the Queendom test back when I was deployed in 2016 and scored a 127. The pros of me staying in California before graduating would consist of me living at home, saving money, then transferring to a prestigious university within 1 or 2 years, resulting in the preservation of my educational benefits until then. What are you majoring in? Electrical engineering? Electrical engineering. Doesn't matter where you go to school. I mean, if you went to Caltech, all right, maybe. But as long as it's an accredited program, it's your degree that matters, not the college you go to. So I don't know what it is with you guys want to go to prestigious universities. It just means more expensive in my world, but that's up to you. Within 1 or 2 years, resulting in the preservation of my educational benefits until then. The downside to this formula is that I will be inadvertently be setting roots in a socialist shithole through networking, internships, etc., which has the potential to land me a job offer I can't refuse in a state that I absolutely despise. If I were to study in a state like Texas, I'd be limited as to which universities I could realistically attend due to my out-of-state status. Don't you get the GI Bill? But good universities nonetheless, such as Texas Tech, deciding to study out of state will result in me moving as soon as possible because I will be required to satisfy the university system's graduation requirements in which my transcripts are not necessarily tailored to. In turn, this decision will require more financial resources, such as getting my own place, essentially being on my own man again. I can find a decent apartment with a roommate for about $500 a month off of Lubbock, Texas. I'm entitled to about $1,100 per month for housing while attending school full-time. I currently don't have any debts, reliable vehicle savings about $7,000, and a modest IRA. So what do you think, Campy? Am I under the illusion that the grass is greener on the other side? Am I overthinking the situation, or is it a rightful concern? Please let me know what It's a rightful concern. It's a rightful concern. This is a legitimate question. And the advice I'm going to give you would be slightly different because you got that GI Bill, you got that $1,100 per month attending housing, you got the GI Bill. So I don't know what... try paying for everything without the GI Bill or a housing allowance. That would, I'd be like, no, you're staying in California. So let's say you got no help. Like, you have to stay in California. You're a regular California native. I would stay in California, get your electrical engineering degree, and then apply out of state. That would be your break in California, is to get the F out of California. I know you're worried about growing roots like I did in Minnesota, but that's because I was a fool and I applied. Well, actually, my first job was in Chicago, but then I came back to Minnesota because I had security and network contacts. So your concerns are legitimate. But your break, it would not be that impossible to achieve escape velocity from the gravitational pull of California and land yourself a job in Texas. That's another thing. Let's say you go to Texas. Well, what, you have to work in Texas? Your job could be in other great states without state income taxes. Nevada, Tennessee, Florida, Washington State. What's the other ones? New Hampshire, South Dakota. So I think you're a little bit, I think you overestimate the gravitational pull of California. However, in your case, because you got the GI Bill and a housing allowance, it's not going to cost you that much to go to a school in Texas. And I would say for whatever remainder of the price you have to pay for tuition, and you're only going to be going for 2 years, so you get your prereqs out of the way in California, and then, you know, you get your resume bolstered up so you can apply to Texas Tech or wherever you want to go, A&M. Whatever additional money you pay there, I think you would be in a state that you would enjoy more. Keep in mind you're going to be in an academic environment, so it's going to be leftist anyway. It's just that once you leave the campus, you'll be among real people who have real jobs and live in the real world. And whereas California, you leave the campus, it's probably even worse than the campus. So there's a psychological benefit there. There are more conservative women down in Texas. And you will have these proto-roots planted in Texas. So in your case, I would lean more towards Texas. It's both good situations to be in. I don't think you're going to be condemned to live in California if you get your degree in California and you avail yourself of in-state tuition, living at home with your folks. But I think it would be perfectly all right for a young man such as yourself with GI Bill and housing allowance afforded to you by the nice taxpayers. It's all right if you take on a little bit of debt for 2 years of schooling over in Texas. And whatever additional amount of expenses you might have to pay for, that I think would be worth the, I wouldn't say huge, but certainly not small, but moderate benefits that would come in going to school in Texas, which includes planting some roots down in a non-communist state. Finding higher statistical chances of finding a conservative girl, although again, you're on a campus and girls your age are all leftist, indoctrinated, independent-minded female thinkers, even though they're thinking the exact same thing that they're all thinking together and we're told to think by their superiors. You could, reputation, I guess, if you want. I still say, as long as it's accredited and ABET certified, it'll be all right. And you know what? You just get the fuck out of California. just try a different state. Go to Texas. Why the hell not? You do a little bit of reconnaissance. You knock that out of the way. You're going to save money because you're going to have to travel and visit this stuff anyway. I think it would, in your case, I would go to Texas. Let me review this. Make sure how long. For a few semesters. Should I transfer free staying before graduation? The pros. Me staying in California before graduate consists of me living home, saving money, then transferring to a prestigious university within the 1 or 2 years resulting in the preservation of my educational benefits until then. The downside is I'll be inadvertently setting for working internships with potential to get a job over campus. For studying in Texas, I'll be limited as to which university I could realistically attend due to my out-of-state status, but good university nonetheless, such as Texas Tech. Deciding to study out-of-state would result in me moving as soon as possible, would require to satisfy the university graduate requirement, which my transfer would necessarily tailored to. Can you stay in the California system for a while to get the requirements that you could then apply to a Texas A&M or a Texas Tech? In turn, this decision will require more financial resources to gain my own place, essentially being on my own man again. Yeah, dude, you're going to have to pay rent and get food. Wow. God, yeah, not to slam you guys. I love you guys did that. But I had another guy. He was like a ex-military guy. He's like, yeah, I don't like my folks. I'm living with them, and it really sucks. I'm like, what? Weren't you shot at? Did you go to war? Do you like sleep in tents and campuses and barracks and get yelled at by a drill instructor? And how much? Can you just go live in an apartment? How much worse can it possibly be than basic? If your primary concern is the living expenses, get your ass out to Texas. If there's a huge additional financial cost, like in terms of tuition, I mean, we're talking like 50 grand a year. If you notice, I don't know what they call it, what they're charging. Then maybe I'd stay in California. But if you're just worried about having to pay $500 a month rent and getting your own damn food, dude, come on. Just get your ass out to Texas. Be a man. Move away from home. If there's a way you could stay at home and in the California system to build up your prerequisites, knock those 2 years out of the way, then directly apply to the engineering program, I might do that. That's something I would ideally recommend that you do. But if you gotta leave, you gotta leave now. And it's what? Here's what I would say. Let's just put a number on this. So this is just Clary's arbitrary number. If you graduate with $20,000 or less debt from Texas by going now, I would do it. $20,000 is not a lot of money. I mean, it is a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money for student loans. If you can keep the bill to 20, I'd say 25,000. 25,000 not there. Shoot, dipshit kids sign away. Oh, I got a lot of student loan, and student loans are crisis. Hey, a $30,000 car. Let me sign that loan right away. 25 grand or lower. If you could graduate from Texas with 25 grand or lower based on your estimates, go to Texas. If not, maybe hit me up again. But yeah, you should be able to go to Texas, man. Go to Texas. That's what I would do. Girls are nicer out there. I don't know that for a fact. Well, okay, I can almost know that for a fact. The girls in Texas are nicer than the girls in California. So, and that's enough, damn it, to go to Texas Tech or Texas A&M. All right, see you kids later. Toodles.